Hey, what's up guys? I'm Bobby Bradshaw and this is Jessica. I want to thank you for investing in my system. Guys, I learned this stuff the hard way through failing in really some embarrassing moments. I don't want you to have to go through this, and neither does Jessica. So you're going to learn tips, strategies, and techniques that will allow you to get hard whenever you want, stay hard, have this Superman stamina, and give her orgasms. That's the most important thing, to make sure that she's coming.
Yeah, and don't forget about going down.
All sorts of cool stuff is going to be revealed in a systematic format, so you don't have to think about this. You're not going to sit there wondering, are you doing something correct? You're going to know that everything you do has been proven in the bedroom with real women that are going to show exactly what to do step by step and hold your hand through the entire process. There's no embarrassment, there's no humiliation. It's just one guy who figured some stuff out, sharing some tips and tricks with you. Guys, it's really important to know what kind of lover is a bad lover in order for you to be good. Because when you think that you're doing something right and it's actually wrong, that's a really, really big problem. So I'm going to lay it out for you, exactly what bad sex is for a girl, so that you can flip the script and become awesome in bed. And the thing that you need to realize is I'm not just some guy sitting here on this couch being like, hey, I'm the guru, I'm a sex rock star, I'm unbelievable. I'm definitely great in bed, but I wasn't always that way. I totally sucked. I was lasting like 30 seconds, lost my virginity really late, and I had every kind of sexual problem there is. And the reason that I got good was because when you come from the bottom and you're really bad at something, like bad at sex, that gives you incentive to be good. So let's kind of go through, and I'm going to lay out what these different types of bad lovers are so that you can avoid them. Jessica's going to kind of talk to you a little bit about, from the women's perspective, how it actually makes a girl feel and why it makes women start creating these excuses like, hey, I'm tired, I don't want to have sex, or, you know all these excuses, and you can just lay them out for guys. Just don't hold anything back. Just tell them what really is going on. So we're going to go through these real quick. You're going to understand them, and then we're going to move on into how to actually do stuff, the techniques. First one, let's talk about, it's kind of embarrassing, but hey, as bad as you may think you are, I was way worse. And it's kind of embarrassing, like talking about it, Jessica's here, and it's kind of tough for me to say, but I don't want to pretend that I've always been good in bed. Like, that's just inauthentic. So the first thing is what I call the two-pump chump. And the two-pump chump
is no good. Bad news.
Okay, I'm going to explain what it is. It's pretty obvious what it is, but basically what happens is you get so excited that you're going to have sex. You're like, oh my god, this girl's hot, I'm going to have sex with her. And you either come like before sex, which is what I used to do, or you start having sex with her and then maybe you switch to a position like doggy style. It's really stimulating and game over, you're done, you blow your load. So basically, the two-pump chump is anytime you're lasting not long enough to give her a vaginal orgasm, which is the kind of orgasm that women want, or when you're not lasting long enough to make it to penetration, or just not lasting as long as you want. And it's funny to discuss, but we've all been there. This is a serious thing, and I've been there for a long time before I fixed it. Once I knew how to fix it, it was really easy. But from a women's perspective, like, what goes through your head, when some guy just doesn't last long enough to give you an orgasm?
It just makes me think that I don't really want to see the guy ever again because I will never be sexually satisfied. That's the first thing that goes through my head. Am I ever going to see this guy again?
How important is like lasting a long time for the actual relationship? Like not just the sex part, but the relationship.
I mean, it depends. Like, if you want a long relationship with someone, then it's most likely not going to work. I'm going to say, like, you have to be sexually satisfied to be happy with someone. I mean, it's basically the relationship is sex. Well, that's what I think. Sex. Unless, I would go to another guy and find what I really wanted. That's what I would do.
Guys, that's painful to hear, but you've got to hear the truth. And what Jessica just said is something that a lot of guys don't realize. I would go to another guy.
To get sex?
Yes.
Sexually satisfied.
Because it's one thing, like this really close emotional relationship, like, oh my god, I'm really into this guy. And, for the woman, like, I really am into this guy and I really like him. But if the sexual chemistry is not there, and I talk about this all the time, a woman, it's not that she wants to cheat, but she will go outside the relationship
Yeah.
because sex is important for women, guys. It's real important. As important as you think it is for you.
It's really important for us too.
Yeah,
Believe it or
so,
not.
you know, you gotta make sure that you're lasting long enough to give her vaginal orgasms. Guys, the next one, I'm already laughing because it sucks to talk about, but I've been this guy too. And this one is actually the same as the first one.
I think more important.
Is it? Is this more important?
Yes, I think so.
It's important, but the problem, let's throw the name out first. The name is the Limp Dicker. And it's kind of, I give it a nickname to try and lessen the blow, but this is some serious shit right now. And so the first one is not lasting long enough, not having any stamina, the 2-pump chum, and now we're into the Limp Dicker. And the Limp Dicker is actually the same problem mentally. Like, if you can't last long enough and you can't get hard, it's pretty much the same problem in your head and we're gonna fix it. But the Limp Dicker is way worse because in the guy's perspective, from what women have told me, and we're gonna ask Jessica, it almost makes it seem like you're not into the girl. When in reality, you're just way too into the girl and you're nervous, you're anxious, and it's not that you don't like her. You like her so much that you're worried about putting on a bad performance on the subconscious level so you can't perform and give her orgasms and fuck her for a long time. So, have you ever experienced the... I wish Jessica had never experienced this, but have you ever experienced the Limp Dicker?
Yes, I have. It's horrible. It's so bad. It's, oh my god, it's really bad.
Like, really bad,
Okay.
not from a set, like, just lay it
Okay, okay. So you're really, from a girl's perspective, it's bad because we don't think that you're into us. We think that something's wrong. We're not hot enough. Just, there could be a million reasons, and we think it's all of our fault. We don't get good head. We don't fuck good. But it's actually all on the guy because he's just thinking too much, or, you know what I mean? It's just really bad. This is the worst. I think this is one of the worst ones you can experience, really. Definitely.
What does it do to, I know because I know what it did to my
hurts girls'
relationship.
feelings. Like,
Well, what does it do to
makes
a
us-
relationship?
Oh, mm-mm.
Like, if you meet a guy, and this is what happened with me, guys. Like, I was starting to get to the point where I could meet some women, and the chemistry would be really good,
Yeah.
and everything would be going really, really well. I'd be really into them, they'd be into me, and I'd be trying to delay the sex, because I knew that once I had sex with them, it was only going to go downhill. And from a man's perspective, that's a fucking emasculating
Yeah.
thing to have, because you're like, oh my god, I really want to have sex with this girl, but I can't because I know it's going to kill her attraction for me.
Yeah.
So for me, I just kept pushing it off, and this girl was really hot. This was a girl that I wanted to make my girlfriend, and she was really smart, you know, beautiful girl, just a great person, and I felt lucky to even, you know, be in the same realm as her. You know, she was kind of out of my league, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I finally had sex with her.
And it was no good.
Well, the first time I came too fast. The second time I was the Limp Dicker because I was so worried after the first time of coming too fast. Kind of my defense mechanism was I'm not going to get hard.
Yeah.
And I started being like, you know, you may have heard this excuse. I'm like, yeah, you know, I can't get hard with condoms.
Yeah. I know. I've heard that so many times. It's just, I think it's too much, too intense. The girl comes on too strong, or the guy, he's worried about just how, you know, how the first one went, like the 2-second thing, or, you know, and now he's scared that maybe she didn't like it, it wasn't good enough.
I gotta be
He just-
Superman this
he just
time.
thinks-
Like, yeah, I gotta
and
kill it this time.
Yeah, because the first time you have sex with someone, it's kind of like, it doesn't have to be that good. It's the second time that counts because you get more used to their bodies and everything. But the first and second time are really the icebreakers, and if the girl ever wants to see you again, you kind of need to be good. You really do need to be good. Because the girl is just like, okay, maybe I don't want to go see him tonight because I know he's not good in bed.
And this is when, like when I was really bad in bed, a lot of girls, and I was having a lot of the Limp Dicker problems, a lot of girls would say, like, you know, I'd be like, hey, let's go get dinner tonight, or let's go to a movie. And what started out as like total infatuation, where they were really, really into me, turned into like, hey, I have something to do tonight, and hey, Bobby, like tonight is not a really good night, and all of a sudden I was like, why don't they? It started out with them not wanting to see me as much and not wanting to have as much sex, and then after a while, it was just not returning phone calls, and just in general, a lack of attraction.
Exactly.
When I would ask one of the women, like I finally manned up, and I was like, hey, you know, not to be upfront, but what happened? Like, you were so into me. Like, where did we go wrong? And she was like, you know,
The sex. She just said it, like she would say it. Like if she's not seeing you anymore, she'd just be straight up. You need to be better in bed.
to hear
Not
that,
to sound like a slut or anything,
No.
but you need to be better in bed.
to hear that as a man
Yeah.
is probably the most humiliating thing
Oh,
that
yeah,
you
it's
can
like
hear.
degrades you.
I felt like I was not a man. I felt like I was like an 8-year-old boy.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, oh man, like this girl is really into me or was really into me, and now she has to resort to another guy because I'm not a good enough man to pleasure her.
Yeah.
So, all right, we've hit a lot of the penis problems. We've hit the, we've hit the 2-pump jump. We've hit the limp dicker. Let's move on to one that a lot of guys don't realize is actually a really big problem. And this one is what I call the emotionless robot. And you might be thinking like, wait a second, I see all these pornos where this girl takes out a huge dildo and just goes crazy on herself or has sex with this dude with a huge cock. And, all I need is, get my dick bigger and pound her for a long time and she's going to be really into it. But in reality is that
No. That's for the pornos. Real life sex needs emotion, because if you don't have emotion, then it's just going through the motions of fucking someone. You really need to have emotion to be into someone, or the sex is just like whatever.
when you fantasize about a guy,
Yeah.
do you think about like just all physical stuff, or do you think about stuff that's like emotional? And hey guys, I already know the answer to this, but I want to show you what goes down.
Emotional, obviously. I mean, it's both ways. You want to have really good sex, but you want to have the emotion connected with it, so it just flows right. You need it to go smoothly. Everything needs to be it doesn't have to be sweet sex. It can be like really crazy
But
sex.
some emotion, like
But it has
even
to
if
have
it's
some
like a
emotion.
dominant emotion from the guy, or
Yes, exactly.
sometimes it's romantic,
Yeah.
but a variety of
Yes, you
emotions.
need different. It needs to be different not every time, but different. You need to switch it up so it doesn't get boring.
Guys, I'm gonna make it real clear because I was the emotionless robot. I was every one of these. I was totally eating shit in bed, and I can't stress this enough. But the emotionless robot sucks because what's going on is that you're a dude, and dudes spend so much time thinking about the physical. They're like, oh, how's her ass? Oh, her face, she's really pretty. Oh, big tits. And you guys spend so much time on like the physical, and women know this. Like, look at the underwear that women wear. They're going out there buy all this fancy lingerie and
Just for guys.
just for guys.
Just for guys.
What are guys wearing? You go to some store and buy a pair of like whitey tighties or something. Guys don't
No.
care.
They don't care.
Men thrive on the physical. Women thrive on emotion. You don't have to be there in bed crying like, oh my
No.
God, like a Daniel Steele
No.
romance novel. No one wants that shit. But it's about giving a woman a variety of emotions. And we're going to show you in this program exactly how to do that. Sometimes it's about being really, really dominant. Sometimes it's about being really, really emotional. It's the fact that you need to incorporate emotion into your sex. If you're an emotionless robot, the other name for this is the detachable penis. You're just lending your sexual organ to a girl.
Yeah, you don't want that at all. That's like, I can go to the store and buy a vibrator or a dildo and do it myself. Really, we women want, like, I love sex toys, and every other girl mainly does, but when you fuck a guy, when you have sex with someone, a man, you want the emotion there. That's what girls kind of live off of, is the emotion of sex. Or you could just go to the store and buy a dildo. You really need the emotion. You need the guy, the manly man, like the guy that knows how to do it.
And don't worry, we're going to get exactly into the 4-part system, exactly what goes down, exactly what you need to know, and you'll see that coming up. All right, the next one. Who suffered from this before? I did, okay? And it doesn't seem like it because, I talk pretty well and I'm coming across like the guru, but remember, I was just a dude that lost my virginity really, really late. I'm not a millionaire.
How old were you?
I was in my early 20s.
Oh no, you're
Early
a
20s.
virgin.
Oh yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, I made it through, I was in college for 2 years. I made it through 2 years of college without getting laid.
Wow.
Is that impressive?
That's
2 years of
very-
college without getting laid.
That's kind of crazy.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And I'm not proud of it, but you gotta know that if I was in that situation, then so many, nervous wouldn't even
Yeah.
describe it. Like,
Yeah.
I'd see the girl and I'd be like, oh my God,
Oh,
like, holy
sorry.
shit, what am I gonna, yeah, it was bad. The next one is the total fucking pussy. And the total fucking pussy is the guy that is really worried about always pleasing the girl. Like, it usually starts out where the guy maintains this terrible attitude during their courtship, like in the dating, and then it carries over into the bedroom. And this is the guy that is like, okay, where do you want to go for dinner? And how is your dinner? Do you want anything else? Which movie do you want to see? Women want to be led.
We want a dominant man. You need to be dominant. Sometimes in different ways you can be I wouldn't say submissive, but less dominant. Like just asking how the girl feels. I mean, that's totally cool.
So we actually, what Jessica said is great validation to a certain part of my system, because a certain part describes to you in step-by-step detail exactly how to be emotional while maintaining dominance.
Yeah.
So that you don't
also need to be confident.
Exactly. So we're going to get into that, but right now we're going to talk about the just being a total pussy and not being dominant at all. And this usually starts, as I said, in kind of the dating courtship phase, always asking a lot of questions, being really fixated on what the woman wants. But by asking, you're actually taking yourself out of the picture. When you ask her, you're really showing like, hey, you're in charge here. And women, they may put up a front, and especially women that are like really confident, they really have a front. But what I found in my own life is that when I started having sex with women that were more aggressive seeming in real life, like I was dating a lot of Eastern Europeans for a while, and they're very, very aggressive. And when I was dating them, I was really like always kind of on edge when we were in like a social situation at a restaurant. They'd be like, why are you holding the fork in that manner? What are you doing? And then I'd be like, oh my god, like I'm dating the female Terminator. Like fuck, like what's going on here?
I'm kind of that girl.
Yeah, but in the bedroom, do you want the dude to be like, do you want to be telling him what to do?
No and yes at the same time. Okay.
Do you want to be with a guy that's
I want to be with a guy that can be dominant outside of the bedroom, like kind of making some decisions for me. But I also want a guy dominant in the bedroom and knowing exactly what to do. Like, he knows how to have sex, he knows how to get his cock hard, he knows just...
You want a man.
I want a man.
You want a man.
I want a man.
You want a man. Let's just cut to the chase.
Okay,
You want a man.
I want a man, okay. But I don't want a guy to have a big ego. I don't want that guy. I just
we'll move into that guy.
Yeah, I know. This guy's a different guy.
She's just ready to jump over the big ego dude. But we're going to get there in a second. So guys, part of the system...
Bro, just man up.
Man up.
Man up.
She's telling you to man up. I don't like to say man up because man up, it's kind of like, what do I do to man up? I'm going to give you the step-by-step direction as to how to man up. Because I can say man up, but I didn't know what that meant. What does man up mean? It's like be cool. Like, what is being cool? Just man up? No. I'm going to give you step-by-step directions as to how to be a man, how to be dominant in bed. So you're not going to tell any women that you're learning this stuff. You're not going to tell them you're learning the secrets. You're just going to read the material or watch the material that I share with you, and then all of a sudden, bang, you got it. The girl's going crazy, telling all her friends about you, and that's the system. You're not going to have to worry about being cool or being natural. Like, being natural, I hate that term. What is natural? Like, naturally, I'm not cool. But when I learned this stuff, I became cool, all right? In this portion of the training, what I want to do is dispel some myths where it's like, hey, girls don't want to have sex. Women don't like sex. Women like dinners, women like necklaces, women like jewelry, women like, no. Women, they like that stuff, don't get me wrong. Like, they don't mind it. Like, wow, that's a terrible diamond. Like, you're not going to ever really hear that. But what's important to women is great sex. And don't take it from me. Let's listen to a real woman.
Okay, well, I think sex is, I'm going to say, the number one thing in life, basically. It really is. I mean, it just kind of, it's like the circle, like the pie, pieces of the pie. It's like sex is like 98% of importance, and the rest is like just, stuff.
How much does like stuff matter that a guy does, like his job and his car and all that stuff, if he's not good at that?
It's like 2%. It's like the other 2%.
Like 2%?
Yeah.
So it's pretty important that you get your sexual skills handled?
Yeah, you have to, because, I mean, sex is like life. Life doesn't, exist without sex because everyone would be miserable. You don't want to be miserable. You have to be really good at bed. If you're not good in bed, the girl will find someone who has everything and is good at bed. You know what I mean? If you're really, really, really good in bed, then nothing else really matters.
Cool. So, guys, you just heard it from a real woman, from Jessica here.
98%
Okay,
The
so
most
not
important
98%.
98%.
98%
The
of
most
life
important thing
is
life.
being good
In
in bed.
bed.
How much does actually, real quick question, I have another question, this is more of like my own thing, but how much does dick size matter to being good in bed?
It doesn't really matter at all. As long as you know, if it's small, as long as you know how to work it. If it's big, if you're good in bed, basically you have to know what you're doing. You have to be confident. You have to use variety, all this stuff. This is, the PAVE thing.
Cool.
The most important thing.
Awesome. Okay. So the thing that you guys need to remember is that Jess just told you, and she's speaking for a lot of women, is that dick size doesn't matter, and that women want sex. They crave sex. It's a natural, primal desire. Guys need sex, but women need it just as much. They're childbearers. There's a lot of reasons. So whenever you think that, hey, I'm the only one that wants sex, think again. And when you think about dick size and you start to get worried, remember, it's not the size of the boat.
The motion in the ocean.
There we go. That's the analogy we use. I'm Bobby, and we'll see you in the next training program.